Forward TV. The world is thinking.
When people talk about intellectuals in these cities, in the Chinese context, and they often consider that intellectuals historically were a group of people who use their moral power, not necessarily knowledge, to guard the poor people or the ordinary people against the ruling class. And even the emperors would show respect to these intellectuals. But these days, people increasingly find that it is difficult. Intellectuals were trying to guard the interest of the middle class, or trying to guard some other people who are not me. And if you read some books written by Chinese scholars trying to compare the idea of intellectuals in China and in the West, and they found that there are no proper intellectuals in China anymore. And then to me, and I personally think, this might be a reflection of the situation that the Chinese society is getting so diversified. And it's very difficult for one intellectual or academic person or scholars to represent the whole population. So you end up always being whoever you represent or your theory represent, end up being criticized by somebody else. So then that also corresponds to the sort of idea actually put by Mao during the Cultural Revolution time is scholars have to be, the hair on the skin, and you have to belong to somebody. And ordinary people still think this is very important, but the reality is you simply cannot represent everybody these days. And another point I want to make is even for each simple reforms, including, for example, the land reform I just mentioned, the policy was originally supposed to be dealing with farmers who lost their land during the urban expansion. And a lot of people were saying that you need to protect the property right of individuals so that they can protect themselves properly. But then, when this is proposed, a lot of people, some other people from the left actually argued that these farmers do not have enough power. So if you privatize the land, and other people, urban people with money will come and force them to give up their land. And simply because they do not have enough financial power. As a result, the policy, if you read the real text, which is many, many pages, it becomes the tone is so much softened. And there's nothing about privatization anymore. There's nothing about the rights, the property rights anymore. It's more about allowing people to transfer. It's very, very, in a very indirect way. So you see, even with this reform, on the two sides, the left and the right, are fighting each other in a very severe way. And more, the idea from the left is getting stronger.